What's up, Best Self Squad? Welcome to this week's Trev Talk. Now, for those of you who regularly tune in and watch my content, whether that be the podcast or other Trev Talks, you'll notice that in the last couple weeks, I've been diving really deep into doing shadow work, self-discovery, just kind of reframing a few things in my life. And it's because there were things that I was doing or the lens that I was experiencing life through that just felt misaligned, felt a little off. And I'm sure you've all been there where you're in a season of life that just something feels like it's off or like it's missing. Now, I actually equate this to watching TV. Now, when obviously there's Netflix and different streaming services and things like that now where you go directly to exactly what you want to watch. But I remember, when I was younger, you would turn on the TV and it would automatically pop up to whatever channel was last being played. And if you weren't the last one watching the TV, there's a good chance that there was something on that you have zero interest in. Maybe it annoys you. Maybe it is just a really sad show that you have no interest in seeing. Well, there's this handy dandy thing called a remote, and you would grab the remote, you would click a couple buttons, bada bing, bada boom. You're watching the thing that you want to watch. Now, why did I just go on the tangent about watching TV? There was a specific series of events that happened recently, a couple weeks ago, that really ungrounded me. I was already in an ungrounded state because of the shadow work. And then a series of events hit with business that caused me to just start reeling and get into a very chaotic state. And I realized it was because of the lens that I was looking at everything through. I was almost choosing to let it affect me and let it cause all of this toxic, chaotic energy. And for about 36 to 40 hours, I was fully caught in it. I was all about just putting out the fires, just trying to reel everything back in. And all of a sudden, I realized this lesson that I've learned time and time again, which is if you just kind of take a step back and you're willing to take a second, click a couple buttons, and put a new lens on what you're experiencing, it'll allow you to look at it in a way that's much more either enjoyable or productive or beneficial in some way. And that's just kind of what I wanted to share for this week is if you're in a spot where something feels misaligned, something feels off, something feels like you're looking at it through a lens that is not ideal, just keep in mind that at least what worked for me is taking a second, creating that space from the external situation, whatever was going on, go inward, click those necessary buttons, and be able to come back into the external situation with a new lens on it that allows me to see it in a way that actually is beneficial. Because at the end of the day, even if there is a really stressful, chaotic situation going on, there's not much benefit to allowing the chaos to overtake you and your emotions. And so reshifting and putting the new lens on it, and again, for me, allowing myself to be calm, logical, and also look at it in the bigger picture, all of those lens shifts and changing of the channel created an entirely different reality, even though the situation didn't change at all. So that's what I pose to you. Just think about what lens do you have on right now? And maybe you have different lenses for different things that are going on. Maybe some things are going great or some things you're very calm about, even if they're not going great. And maybe there are some things that are causing that chaos, causing that negativity. And just see if this helps. Again, I'm not claiming that everything I say in every talk will help for every person, but if this delivering of the message in the way that I do helps one of you, heck yeah, that's awesome. So that's the tip for this week. Change the channel. Pick the show that you want to watch. Pick the lens that you want to experience whatever situation you have going on, whatever you want to experience that through. Thank you, everybody, as always, for tuning in. I appreciate just having a community that, like me, is hyped up about consistently trying to find ways, thought practices, experiments, skill sets, mindsets, actions that'll help move towards self-mastery and an extraordinary life. So thank you for tuning in. Just a quick little snippet to wrap it all up. On this YouTube channel, this is usually the kind of longer form content, me going on rants with the Trev Talks and sitting down with awesome people during the podcasts. But if you like little quick bursts of inspiration, education, the similar messaging of what I do on here, but just in a quick burst, Best Self has an Instagram, has a TikTok, and I'm going to be a lot more active moving forward on those just to give you those quick little bursts throughout the day, throughout the week, so on and so forth. So it's at Best Self Studios for Instagram and TikTok. Tune into those if you want to keep getting just pumped with different types of content, and we will catch you next time. Peace.